Okay. Good afternoon, all of you. So today's topic is sight distance. Okay. Already we have completed the cross-sectional elements of pavement. Now, in geometric design, one of the important topic is sight distance. What is sight distance? Actually, the safe and efficient operation of vehicle on roads depends among other factor on the road length at which an obstruction, if any, becomes visible to the driver in the direction of travel. So any obstruction in the road during traveling, if any obstruction is visible to the driver, okay, and obviously some horizontal distance, some horizontal length should be there, and these visibility from the driver, the distance of obstruction and the driver, and this visible distance, horizontal visible distance or length, is our concern. Okay, in other words, the visibility to see ahead or the visibility is very important for safe vehicle operation on a highway. Again, I am repeating, the safe and efficient operation of vehicle on roads depends, among other factors, on the road length at which an obstruction, if any, becomes visible to the driver in the direction of travel. In other words, the visibility to see ahead or the visibility is very important for safe vehicle operation on a highway. So normally the distance between obstruction and the driver, okay, who is driving the vehicle or car, whatever, who is driving the vehicle, the driver, and the obstruction which is ahead in his or her travel way, this distance, this length, this horizontal length is called the sight distance. Okay, so sight distance available from a point is the actual distance along the road surface which a driver sight distance available from a point is the actual distance along the road surface which a driver from a specified height above the carriageway has visibility of stationary or moving objects. In other words, sight distance is the length of road visible ahead to the driver at any instance. Again, I am repeating, the sight distance available from a point is the actual distance along the road surface which a driver from a specified height above the carriageway has visibility of stationary or moving objects. In other words, sight distance is the length of road visible ahead to the driver at any instance. So any obstruction from the certain distance from the carriageway or pavement with certain distance is visible, with obstruction with certain distance or certain height from the carriageway in the vertical direction, as well as the distance, horizontal distance from the driver to the obstruction, this position, this obstruction during traveling, during the traveling of the vehicle on the carriageway is called the sight distance. Okay, and it is always happen in an instance. Okay, so in an instance, normally driver face some obstruction during traveling, any kind of obstruction, maybe any human being, maybe any animal, maybe any car, maybe any bullock cart, maybe any cycle. So any kind of obstruction can be faced during traveling. This obstruction mainly the distance between driver to this obstruction is called the sight distance. And the design of a proper sight distance is required in our highway engineering or in geometric section. Under the geometric design section, we should design our highway such a way that that driver can see his or her obstruction from his or her own position, and very smoothly can overcome the obstruction or can operate his vehicle in a such instance incident from this instant incident. So restrictions to sight distance may be caused at horizontal curves by objects obstructing vision at the inner side of the road or at vertical summit curves or at intersection. Normally such kind of obstruction we can see in our highway traveling or when we travel through the our pavement. Suppose this is the side distance at horizon. This is the horizontal curve. Plan of the horizontal curve. Plan of the horizontal curve of a pavement or carriageway. You can see one vehicle is coming from left side and another is coming from right side. Okay. The distance along this road, along this curve, this length, this distance is called sight distance. Okay. But both the driver can see each other through this sight line. However, their obstruction is there. Somehow they can view or they can see each other. Sometimes this obstruction, if this obstruction is very close or very near to the this curve or the position or the curve location, at that time we should maintain as a engineer, as a civil engineer or as a road engineer, we should maintain such sight distance that the accident can be prevented or the vehicle can pass very easily or very smoothly. Okay, so sight distance is required to design a road or carriageway in a very well manner. As an engineer, we should provide sight distance, proper sight distance at any at any location of the highway or carriageway or pavement, at any position, at any environment. We should provide the proper sight distance to operate the vehicle properly. Normally sight distance, this is one sight distance. This is the horizontal curve. Another sight distance you can see, this is the sight distance at vertical summit curve. This is the vertical curve. You can see this is the vertical curve. This is the vehicle and driver. This is the eye level of driver, and his or her sight line is totally straight. Only with some stopping sight distance, with specified stopping sight distance, he can visible this object. Because our earth is spheroidal, and due to this shape of earth or ground surface, normally some visible sight line, some visible sight distance is possible to maintain. Okay, and we should maintain such type of sight distance for our highway design, or even we can restrict to the driver to maintain such a sight distance or sight line to protect the to overcome any difficulties or to overcome from the accidents. So due to vertical summit curve, driver can see the object with some certain distance, or from certain distance it is possible to show or to locate the object for the driver. And again we should know about the eye level of the driver, sight line of the driver. Normally some eye level, some stopping side distance which we will going to design or analyze is specified by IRC. So the eye level value is there, the stopping side distance or side distance design analysis are there, we will see. Another is side distance at intersections. Yes, Utkarsh?
स्टॉपिंग साइड डिस्टेंस क्या होता है एक बार और
हाँ आएगा, जस्ट ये एग्जांपल चल रहा है, आएगा, रुको आएगा, और भी डिटेल्स आएगा थोड़ा. तो साइड डिस्टेंस एट इंटरसेक्शन, साइड डिस्टेंस एट इंटरसेक्शन like that. Okay, vehicle is coming from this lane, vehicle is coming from this lane, one vehicle is coming from this lane, other vehicle is coming from this lane, and this is their sight line through which they can see each other. Okay, intersection means crossroads, one road is crossing another road. Okay, same here, like in the horizontal car or horizontal alignment, also in intersections obstruction may be there, or and we should maintain, or during construction of the highway we should maintain this sight line, we should maintain the distance to visible the driver through which they can see each other. The obstruction should be care of should be care in a proper manner, that the accident can be protect, or we should not provide any kind of obstruction where the driver cannot see each other. So it is very important as an engineer, so we should mention such type of sight line, such type of sight distance. Now details will come. Sight distance required by drivers applies to both geometric design of highways and for traffic control. There are three types of sight distance. This is the some pictures of sight distances. There are three types of sight distances. The sight distance available on a road to driver at any instance depends on wait. Acha. Three types of sight distance: stopping or absolute minimum sight distance, safe overtaking or passing sight distance, and third is safe sight distance for entering into uncontrolled intersection. These two types are very important. So stopping sight distance SSD and safe overtaking or passing sight distance OSD. These two types of sight distance are very important for our design. As a highway engineer, these types of sight distance are very important. Okay. Acha. So three sight distance which are considered, already told by me, and the standards for sight distance should satisfy the following three conditions: driver traveling at the design speed has sufficient sight distance or length of road visible ahead to stop the vehicle in a case of any obstruction on the road ahead without collision. Okay, again I am saying that driver traveling at the design speed has sufficient sight distance or length of road visible ahead to stop the vehicle in case of any obstruction on the road ahead without collision. Number 2, driver traveling at the design speed should be able to safely overtake at a reasonable intervals the slower vehicles without causing obstruction or hazard to traffic or opposite direction. One is the stopping sight distance, that means one is stopping sight distance where driver traveling at the design speed has design speed, there there has some speed limit. Okay, so there has some speed limit. The driver traveling at the design speed has sufficient side distance or length of road visible ahead to stop the vehicle in case of any obstruction on the road ahead without collision. That is stopping side distance. Number 2 is overtaking side distance. What is overtaking side distance? Driver traveling at the design speed should be able to safely overtake at reasonable intervals with slower vehicles without causing obstruction or hazard to traffic of the opposite direction. Okay, these things, the stopping side distance, this is the traveling at the design speed as a sufficient distance or length of the road visible ahead to stop the vehicle in case of any obstruction on the road ahead without collision. This is the stopping or absolute minimum side distance. Mainly we are called stopping side distance, SSD, stopping side distance, very important. Number 2 is the simply overtaking side distance, OSD. Driver traveling at the design speed should be able to safely overtake at reasonable intervals the slower vehicles without causing obstruction or hazard to traffic of opposite direction. Now this OSD will come next class, but now in today's class we will discuss what is stopping or absolute minimum side distance, how can we analyze this SSD or stopping side distance. Okay, basically these pictures are this this is actually one of the example of stopping side distance. Just schematic view, this is one of the schematic view or figure of stopping side distance. Okay, just the this is the horizontal curve, this is vertical curve. Now we will learn what is stopping side distance in a detailed way. So the side distance available, another thing already we have discussed, that is the side distance at intersection. We should say something about that. The driver entering an uncontrolled intersections, particularly unsignalized intersections, has sufficient visibility to enable him to take control of his vehicle and to avoid collision with another vehicle. This is the side distance at intersection. Okay, driver entering an uncontrolled intersections has sufficient visibility to enable him to take control of his vehicle and to avoid collision with another vehicle. Apart from 3 situations, okay, stopping side distance, overtaking side distance and side distance at intersections, apart from the 3 situations, there are some side distance considered by the IRC in highway design, like intermediate side distance. Okay, intermediate side distance. Intermediate side distance is defined as the twice the stopping side distance. Normally we are going to study today we are going to study stopping side distance, and there is another side distance which is defined by IRC, that is intermediate side distance. Mainly in our study, in any problem we are studied normally the SSD, stopping side distance, and OSD. Sometimes may be asked intermediate side distance. Intermediate side distance is nothing but this is defined as the twice the stopping side distance. If we calculate the stopping side distance easily, then if the value of stopping side distance is available, multiply with 2 with SSD, then easily we can get the ISD, intermediate side distance, ISD value. So ISD value, the definition of ISD value is nothing, just it is a value ISD normally used in our numerical problems, maybe asked in numerical problems. What is the ISD value? If they asked what is the ISD value, you will just multiply with SSD, multiply 2 with SSD value, then you will get the ISD value. So this defines the twice the stopping side distance. When overtaking side distance cannot be provided, intermediate side distance is provided to give limited overtaking operations opportunities to first vehicle. So where overtaking side distance is not provided, intermediate side distance uh, uh, intermediate side distance is only available. At that time ISD is applicable. But in practical, in country like India, ISD is there, but no people obey the ISD value. Okay, all are we are all do this OSD overtaking. Always overtaking. We do overtaking. This is India. So therefore, intermediate side distance is there. Side distance obviously all over the world side distance is there. OSD is there. But as per definition, said that if the OSD is not there or the OSD is limited, at that time ISD can be provided. Okay, but ISD value in our academic problems, normally ISD is required to calculate just for solving numerical problem. But in practical, there is no practice is maintained for ISD. Okay, am I clear? So headlight side distance is another side distance after intermediate side distance considered by the IRC. That is, this is the distance visible to driver during night driving under the illumination of the vehicle headlights. This side distance is critical at upgrades and the ascending stage of the valley curves. So these two type side distance, apart from the stopping side distance, overtaking side distance, and side distance at intersections, uh, provided by or considered by the IRC, that is intermediate side distance ISD and headlight side distance. But applicability of this intermediate side distance and headlights side distance is very limited in India. But you may calculate during your solving the numerical, basically ISD value. Now our concern is stopping side distance. Okay, the minimum side distance available on a highway at any spot should be of sufficient length to stop a vehicle traveling at a design speed safely without collision with any other obstruction. So the main factor is design speed. We have to calculate the design speed of the vehicle. We should, you can see in the during your journey in any road, there is the speed limit. Who set this speed limit? Who sets this speed limit along the roadside? This normally these speed limits are set up by engineer. Okay, the road engineer. So the design speed or speed limit is important because to maintain this stopping side distance. Stopping side distance means I can stop my vehicle with proper distance. Okay, you can see in the end of the vehicle, some vehicles they have written the keep safe distance. Okay, so this distance is required because that you can stop your vehicle with proper way or without any collision. Okay, so we should maintain some distance from our obstruction. The minimum side distance available on the highway at any spot should be of sufficient length to stop a vehicle traveling at a design speed safely without collision with any other obstruction. The absolute minimum side distance is therefore equal to the stopping side distance. So other name of the stopping side distance is absolute minimum distance, which is also sometimes called the non-passing side distance. Another name is non-passing side distance, but the popular name is stopping side distance, SSD. The side distance available on a road to a driver at an instance depends on number one, features of the road, height of the driver's eye above the road surface, third, height of the object above the road surface. Okay, height of the driver's eye above the road surface, height of the object above the road surface. Already we have seen some pictures, I think this is this type of. So the concern is the features of the road ahead, height of the driver's eye above the road surface, and height of the object above the road surface. These are the important things which will come under the sight distance available on a road to a driver at an instance. Acha. The features of the road ahead which affect the sight distance are the horizontal alignment and vertical profile. So these in stopping sight distance, horizontal curve may be there or vertical summit curve may be there. Same here, the things are shown that eye level of driver and also the object, height of the object. Also you can see this arrow by indicating this arrow, they are showing the height of the arrow is height of the object is important, and height of the eye level of the driver also important. Okay, next at the features of the road ahead which affect the sight distance are the horizontal alignment and vertical profile of the road, the traffic condition and the position of obstruction. At vertical summit curves, the height of driver's eye and the object above the road level are more important factors affecting the visibility. The height of an object to be considered for stopping a vehicle depends on what might be a source of danger to the moving vehicle. For purpose of measuring the stopping sight distance or visibility ahead, IRC has suggested the height of eye level of driver as 1.2 meter. So as per IRC, the height of the driver, the height of the eye level of the driver, just wait. IRC has suggested the height of the eye level of the driver as 1.2 meter. 1.2 meter. Should be right here. 1.2 meter. Right. So IRC has suggested the height of the eye level of the driver as 1.2 meter and the height of the object as 0.15 meter above the road surface. Okay. Above the road surface. Okay. This is the important information. Hence, the stopping distance available at a summit curve is that distance measured along the road surface at which the object of height 0.15 meter can be yes yes
सर वो जो हाई लेवल है ड्राइवर का वो कहाँ तो 1.2 मीटर होना चाहिए पेमेंट से
road surface from the road surface both the from road surface. Okay.
सर लाइन साइड डिस्टेंस
Sight line is the driver through which driver can visit, driver can see the object, okay, or the obstruction. That is sight line. Sight line is not important, just it is visible or not from the driver side, okay, driver can see or not, that is sight line. And stopping sight distance is the the safe distance, at which position my vehicle have to be stopped or my vehicle has to be stopped, okay, that is safe distance is called stopping sight distance. Okay. The distance within which a motor vehicle can be stopped depends upon the factors. Okay, what are these factors? The distance within which the motor vehicles can be stopped depends upon the factors. Number 1, total reaction time of the driver. Okay. Number 2, speed of vehicle. Number 3, efficiency of brakes. Number 4, frictional resistance between the road and the tires. Number 5, gradient of the road. Okay, these 5 factors are regulate the distance within which a motor vehicles can be stopped. In these factors, total reaction time of the driver is one of the important factors. Okay, total reaction time, one of the important factor, because because this total reaction time is important to us as an engineer. On the basis of this total reaction time, we can design the safe distance or design speed of the vehicle, minimum stopping sight distance we can measure, because reaction time of the driver is important for these cases. This is some road in Indian road. Normally this is in Bangalore. This kind of vehicles normally are operated in our highway. This is one of the Indian road movement of the vehicle. Now just see one animation. Okay. Car traveling at 100 km per hour. Now 70-meter distance and some obstructions. Suppose some animals are on the carriageway. Acha. Observe, this was the horizontal road. Okay, without any undulation. Simple horizontal road. This is the curvy road. Okay, undulated road. Vertical curve is there. Now again, the obstacles are on the carriageway or on the pavement, and what we have seen, insufficient distance to stop. At this case, in the first case, sufficient distance was there. You can see the sufficient distance was there. Why? Because the driver can see through sight line this obstruction, this object's very clear sight distance is sight line is there, so driver can see this obstruction. But in the second case, where the undulation or vertical curve is there, driver can't see the obstruction properly, and the accident can be happened. Okay, again the car is traveling in a vertical curve, same vertical curve, but at that situation you can see the driver can see the obstruction very easily. Okay, very easily driver can see, and proper sight line, proper sight distance is there. Okay, so from this video I can say you the proper sight distance, proper sight line should be there, then only the collision or accidents can be overcome. Now the next is the total reaction time. Already this total reaction time we have seen. These are the one of the factors which the distance within which a motor vehicle can be stopped depends upon this total reaction time. So when we talk about the total reaction time, the reaction time of the driver is the time taken from the instant the object is visible to the driver to the instant the brakes are effectively applied. The amount of time gap depends on several factors. Again, listen. Reaction time of the driver is the time taken from the instant the object is visible to the driver to the instant the brakes are effectively applied. Okay, that is reaction time. Object, the driver is showing the object, and some reaction is going on in his or her brain, and then he is applying the brake. This is called the reaction time. Okay, the amount of time gap depends on several factors. Okay, this time gap, instant showing the object and applying the brake, this is the time gap. Several factors are included in this time gap. During this time, the vehicle travels a certain distance at a original speed or the design speed. When the driver is showing the object in front of him or her, is showing the object, at that time, this showing time, vehicle is going forward with same speed. Now, thus the stopping distance increases with increase in reaction time of the driver. Okay, the total reaction time may be split into two parts. One is perception time, two is brake reaction time. Okay, one is perception time, second is brake reaction time. The perception time is the time required for a driver to realize that brakes must be applied. It is the time from the instant the object comes on the line of sight of the driver to the instant he realizes that the vehicle needs to be stopped. Okay, the perception time varies from driver to driver and also depends on several other factors such as speed of the vehicles, distance of object and other environmental conditions. Okay, next is the brake reaction time. Brake reaction time also depends on several factors including the skill of the driver, the type of problems and various other environmental factors. Often the total brake reaction time of the driver is taken together. These are the theory things, just the description of the perception time and brake reaction time. The most important thing is which is PEEV theory. PEIEV theory. PEEV theory. These are the very important things which are very important. You will need to study properly these things. Okay, this is very important chapter. These things, PEEV theory, stopping sight distance. So PEEV theory, according to this theory, the total reaction time of the driver is split into 4 parts. Time taken by the driver for P. P stands for perception. I for intellection. E for emotion. V for volition. Okay. P for perception, I for intellection, E for emotion, V for volition. Okay. This is the reflex action. This is the diagram of reflex action. Our brain work like our reflex system. Sometimes you can see. I don't know. I should talk like that or not. Sometimes when wait, इसको थोड़ा pause कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद बोलते हैं. Of all the things of our brain work on the based on this reflection action. Okay. So next, the what is perception? Perception time. P for perception. Perception time is the time required for the sensation received by the eyes or ears to be transmitted to the brain through the nervous system and spinal cord. In other words, it is the time required to perceive an object or situation. Okay, so perception time is the time required for sensations received by the eyes or ears to be transmitted to the brain through the nervous system and spinal cord. In other words, it is the time required to perceive an object or situation. I intellection. It is the time required for understanding the situation. It is also the time required for comparing the different thoughts, regrouping and registering new sensations. So this kind of things is intellection. That is, he is judging that I should take this perception or not. This perception is very dangerous to me or not. So intellection is like that. Okay, perception is just message, just going message to the brain. Okay, through nervous system and spinal cord. And intellection is the judge who actually not judge. He is actually segregate the things or selecting sometimes selecting the things that it is a danger or not. It is I should take action or not. That kind of thing. Emotion. E for emotion. Emotion time is the time elapsed during the emotional sensation and disturbance such as fear, anger or any other emotional feelings such as superstitions, etc. with reference to the situation. Therefore, the emotion time of a driver is likely to vary considerably depending upon the problems involved. Here mention the elapsed time during emotional sensations. You are angry or you are in a very disturbed conditions or in your very sad condition, or maybe you are drunk. These things are involved in emotion. Okay. Volition time is the time taken for the final action. Volition normally final action. What is the decision? Brain gives what is the decision? I should apply the brake, or I should apply the lightly brake, or I should leave. No problem. The obstruction is nothing. This is the one paper, only one paper. Suppose some the roadside paper. It is not a. Sometimes no, it is a dog. I should apply brake. Okay, I should apply, or I should side my car. Okay, this type of decision will come at this volition time. So this reflex action, through this reflex action you can see the stimulus is going, that is perception, P, to going to I, that is brain, I this intellection, and E is the emotion, then the response is coming, the volition, and in between our spinal cord is there. Okay, stimulus is the our nervous system. When PEEP theory will be asked in exams, you should draw this figure, this reflex actions, to the complete figure, reaction time and PEEP process. Reaction. This figure is indicate the reaction time and PIEV process. Reaction time and PIEV PEEP process. The peak time of a driver depends on several factors such as physical and psychological characteristics of the driver, type of the problem involved, environmental condition, and temporary factors. Example, motive of the trip, travel speed, fatigue consumption of alcohol, etc. The total reaction time of an average driver. The total reaction time of an average driver may vary from 0.5 seconds for simple situations to as much 3 to 4 seconds or even more in complex problems. So total reaction time of a driver of an average driver may vary from 0.5 seconds for simple situation to as much as 3 to 4 seconds or even more in complex problems. After that, some other factors already mentioned, that is the speed of vehicle. The stopping distance depends on very much on speed of vehicles. First, during the total reaction time of the driver, the distance moved by the vehicle will depend on the speed. Second, the braking distance or the distance moved by the vehicle after applying the brakes. So, when brain is taking decision, at that time my vehicle is going, my vehicle is in a speedy mode, is with its speed it's going, and also when my brain is giving the order apply the brake, and when I am applying the brake same time at between this gap time my vehicle is going, so this is also a distance. And this is depend on the speed of the vehicle. So the perception, intellection, emotion, volition, at that time also vehicle is going, as well as when I am applying the brake also vehicle is going, and I should consider this speed as well as the distance traveled by the vehicle. Second, the braking distance or distance moved by the vehicle after applying the brakes before coming to stop depends on the initial speed of the vehicle. Hence, it is evident that higher the speed, higher will be the stopping side distance or stopping distance. Second, efficiency of brakes. The braking efficiency is said to be the 100% if the wheels are fully locked, preventing them from rotating on application of the brakes. This will result the 100% skidding, which is normally undesirable except in utmost emergency. Also, skidding is considered to be dangerous as is not possible to control a skidding vehicle. Hence, to avoid skid, the braking forces should not exceed the frictional force between wheels and tires. So, braking efficiency is said to be the 100% if the wheels are fully locked, preventing them from rotating on application of the brake. This will result in 100% skidding, which is normally undesirable. So without skidding, if we can apply the our brake with 100% efficient, that is good, but if skid is there, it is not desirable. Also, skidding is considerable to be dangerous as it is not possible to control skidding vehicle. Hence, to avoid skid, the braking force should not be exceed the frictional force between the wheels and tires. So friction between wheels and tires, one of the important factor during skidding. Next is frictional resistance between road and tires. The frictional resistance developed between road and tires or the skid resistance depends on types and condition of the road surface and the tires. As discussed earlier, we have idea what is skid, what is frictional resistance between tire and road or pavement. The braking distance increases with decrease in skid resistance. So my skid is less, my braking distance braking distance will be increased. Braking distance increases with decrease in skid resistance. IRC has specified a design friction coefficient 0.35 to 0.454 depending upon the speed of to be used for the finding braking distance in a calculation of stopping side distance. So already we have studied this friction specified a design friction coefficient 0.35 to 0.4. Already we have studied the friction of coefficient is 0.35 to 0.4 depending upon the speed of to be used for finding the braking distance in a calculation of stopping side distance. This value apart from above having sufficient safety factor permits a rate of retardation which is fairly comfortable for passengers. Okay. Also the comfort of the passenger is important. Next is analysis of stopping side distance. Analysis of stopping side distance. I think I should proceed in next class. This analysis of stopping side. Some numerical is there, some logic behind the numerical is there, some understanding is there. So today I will stop here. Just wait for attendance. I will send one Google quiz today. Just answer and by tomorrow. Okay. Just answer and solve by tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. You can leave.